Storm Team 6 certified most accurate forecast from meteorologist Kyle Mounts.
And I think we're all dealing with a little more in the way of ice than we like to see, and we've got some of that. You can see all these little markers here, indications where we've had some freezing rain reports tonight. Most spots around 1/10 of an inch or so, but even around Tipton, we've closed in on about 1/4 of an inch to a little more than that of some freezing rain as we've gone through the evening. So there's certainly going to be some slick spots, may primarily be on some of those secondary roadways, but we continue with the ice storm warning from Terre Haute through Indianapolis, right on into Muncie and Anderson, and still that winter weather advisory to the south around Bloomington and Seymour, Crawfordsville and Kokomo. But really the southern extent here, it looks like we'll get just above freezing and should kind of minimize things as far as impacts as we go through the overnight. But here's a look at TrueView radar. You see we continue to stream in some moisture from the southwest, and these pretty bright returns, well, around Indianapolis and to the south. We'll check those out in a second, but that's where we're probably seeing some sleet and some of those big wet snowflakes melting before they make it down to the ground. Still that wintry mix around Kokomo, some freezing rain, may mix in a little bit of sleet around Marion and Peru before you change over to some snow tonight. And there we see those brighter bands of intense precipitation, but likely melting and then falling as some big raindrops. Still could be freezing on contact though as they fall from Greenwood and Southport up through Greenfield and as you head east on I-70. And then we're dealing with mainly a cold rain here around Bloomington and Nashville with temperatures around 33, 34 degrees. TrueCast here at midnight. Even where we're seeing the green, this may still be freezing on contact with temperatures right around 32 degrees, especially the untreated surfaces, the elevated surfaces to be watching out for. But then we're going to see an area of snow kind of expanding the northern half of central Indiana as we go to 4 o'clock on Monday morning. We kind of shut down the precipitation south of the interstate, and then 6 o'clock in the morning, if we didn't have enough to worry about with those slick spots and the freezing rain from tonight, we're going to have some areas of snow. Could put down some pretty good bursts at times, maybe 1 to 3 inches, those higher amounts I think as we get around Kokomo and Peru, less than an inch likely along I-70, and then certainly less than that as we look around Bloomington and towards Seymour. Then into the afternoon, we'll start to say so long to this system, but it looks like those areas in the ice storm warning still going to be 1/10 to maybe 1/4 of an inch in some isolated spots for us. Right now it's 31 degrees as we look to Carmel. Very soggy and slick for us out there tonight. 33 in Bloomington, 31 in Indy, as well as Lafayette. We've got another cold shot of air though that's going to be coming our way. Single-digit temperatures in the upper plains, and actually as we go through the day tomorrow, once the precipitation ends, our temperatures begin to fall into the 20s. 7-day planning forecast has high temperatures only in the teens on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's after we start with a low up 2. Wow. But then the light at the end of the tunnel, a calmer weather pattern and temperatures approaching 40 by this time next week.
That'll seem really nice.
Feel real good.